You are tuned to in the press channel of Akashvani. Every year, 15th of May is observed as International Day of Families. In an increasingly mobile world of today, where the concept of global village has truly developed and many a times all the members of families are forced to live miles apart, family as an institute is facing challenges of many kinds. In this backdrop, we present a talk by Mrs. Manjula Wadhwa on the topic Changing Dimensions of Family and its Fallout.
I still fondly remember the day of 15th May 1993 when I was in the family way. One fine morning, I got really elated on hearing that UN General Assembly had proclaimed 15th May as the International Day of Families. Since then, it is observed on 15th May every year. Let me tell you, after the passage of 31 years from my marriage, the long span during which I was busy making my family, nurturing my children, facilitating their education and then career, marrying them off, I have started feeling importance of family all the more. Recently, I have retired from my job. My children have gone out in pursuance of their careers. Myself and my husband are once again left alone, waiting for the reunion with family members off and on. This day not only reflects the importance the international community attaches to families, but also provides an opportunity to promote awareness about issues related to families and also increases knowledge of social, economic, and demographic processes affecting the families. The theme of the 2024 International Day of Families emphasizes upon families and climate change. It aims at raising awareness of how climate changes impact the families and the role families can play in climate action. Migration, urbanization, demographic and climate change and their impact on families. Acknowledging the family day's fundamental role in the society and the need for supportive policies, UN General Assembly, while aligning this day with anniversary of universal human rights, emphasized upon the protection of family rights. The day serves as a global platform to urge the governments, the organizations and individuals to take action to strengthen the families and address the issues they face from poverty and violence to migration and climate change. Who would not recognize the significance of Family Day? It undoubtedly fosters international cooperation and the exchange of ideas on family-related issues. It is not just a celebration, rather it's an advocacy for change. It encourages the development of family-friendly policies and programs at local, national and international levels. In addition, the day recognizes the diversity of family structures and promotes inclusivity, ensuring that all families feel valued and supported, thus strengthening the communities and societies as a whole. Recently, on 28th April 2024, the Family Maker Conference and Awards 2024, organized by Vision Search, Khushigram Foundation and Global Peace Foundation India, where 14 individuals were awarded, acknowledging their dedication to keeping the families together. This shows how strong and significant are the familial ties in our country even today. Coming back to this year's theme, the role of families in climate change. Climate change negatively impacts the health and well-being of families through increased pollution. While extreme weather events exacerbated by climate change, such as hurricanes, droughts and floods, often lead to forced displacement and loss of livelihood for families and individuals. Such events impact agricultural productivity and access to water, intensifying hunger and vulnerability. They cause economic disruption in industries sensitive to climate impact, such as agriculture and fisheries. In fact, our lifestyles have a profound impact on the planet. Our use of power, choice of transportation, what we eat and what we consume, from clothing to plastics and electronics, all contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, without drastic action, adaptation to and mitigation of the impact of climate change will become increasingly difficult and costly. Consequently, there is an urgent need for more ambitious climate action by the governments, the private sector, and the citizens. Through family and community initiatives, we can foster climate action with education, access to information, training, and community participation, empowering families for environmentally friendly decision making, supporting community initiatives, and integrating family centered and intergenerational approaches into the policies can definitely ensure more meaningful and effective climate action. In our own country, we find the families these days are becoming more aware that climate change has a cross-sectoral impact, and so rich and philanthropic families are incorporating a climate lens into their giving portfolios. The families of Nitin and Nikhil Kamath, Rohini Nilakeni and Leena Dandekar are investing more deliberately in climate solutions as well as narrative building for adaptation and community resilience. As per the latest report of World Economic Forum, from Kerala to Rajasthan, individuals and communities are making efforts to ward off the worst effects of global warming and adapt through solutions. They are embracing nature-based solutions, using their traditional wisdom. Further, they are able to mobilize collective action and collaborate with civil society, non-profit organizations, and local governments to build climate resilience. India is one of the countries most vulnerable to the adverse impacts of climate change, ranking 26 out of 163 countries in the UNICEF Children's Climate Risk Index. In response, UNICEF has engaged with members of National Focus Group on Environmental Education to integrate climate change elements into the new national curriculum framework. Once finalized, states will adapt the NCF to their specific contexts and prepare their own version of textbooks to use in the schools. UNICEF is also tapping into pre-existing programs to integrate key elements of climate change. These include school safety programs, child cabinets, adolescent and youth platforms at the school level such as Meena and Raju for girls and boys to converse openly on topics such as climate change and disaster risk reduction activities to enhance awareness and knowledge around climate change preparedness and resilience. To conclude, on this special day, let us appreciate the warmth and strength that family brings to our lives. So, may our families be a source of joy, love, and endless support, not only to one another, but to the society, the nation, and the world at large. In consonance with the theme of India's G20 presidency, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam be a global roadmap for sustainable, inclusive, and human-centric development.
Changing dimension of family and its followed. That was a talk by Mrs. Manjula Wadhwa. In the backdrop of International Day of Families, focusing on the topic of this year, climate change and families. This broadcast came to you from the Indraprasth channel of Akashwani.